Today I'm going to do a video about Jimmy Stewart, star of Vertigo, Rear Window, The Man Who Knew Too Much, Philadelphia Story, and of course It's a Wonderful Life. North Roxbury Drive, this is number 800, and it's kind of associated with Jimmy Stewart because this is the house where Lionel Barrymore used to live, his co-star in It's a Wonderful Life. Lived on this street for almost 50 years. Sadly, the house has been demolished, but I'm still going to go and see the spot because that is where he passed away. The house was demolished in 1997, soon after Jimmy Stewart died at the age of 89.
Stewart was known as a true regular guy, and he disliked the glamour of Hollywood and was very protective of his privacy. He was always gracious and kind towards others. When describing James Stewart, Burt Reynolds once said that he was more than an actor, he was every man you wish you could be. He never recovered from his wife's death in February 1994, and he vowed to make no further public appearances after her funeral service. In his remaining years, he spent most of his time in his bedroom, only coming out for meals.
Looks like there's a new house going to be built here. Empty lot now. It's a big problem in Beverly Hills that old houses from the 1920s are being demolished and modern houses being built in their place. And it's often the newer stars of Hollywood that are responsible for this. Although one notable exception, I think Taylor Swift, has protected her house from ever being demolished. Some of the streets in Beverly Hills you can hardly see the houses, but that's not the case on this street. Okay. It's a bit noisy, bear with me. This is 918 North Roxbury Drive, and this was the site of Jimmy Stewart's house. Looks like they're remodeling the new house at the moment. Jimmy Stewart's address spanned 2 lots, with one lot used as a vegetable garden. And he could often be seen riding a bicycle with his wife Gloria in these streets. I'll show you some pictures of what Jimmy Stewart's house looked like. The library was the most used room in the house, and that's where he kept his Best Actor Oscar for the Philadelphia Story and his Lifetime Achievement Oscar. And Jimmy would often take homegrown vegetables in plastic bags to his neighbours. I used to do that. This mailbox looks quite old, so it's probably here in when Jimmy was still alive. He was probably using this to post his letters. You can't talk about Jimmy Stewart without talking about Alfred Hitchcock. And this is Alfred Hitchcock's old house, 10923 Bellagio Road in Bel Air. Hitchcock lived here from 1942 up until his death in April 1980. Now the two men didn't always get along. They got into a shouting match on one occasion during the filming of Rear Window. But because Jimmy Stewart was a high-ranking officer in the army, and he gave Hitchcock as good as he got.
Alfred Hitchcock directed Jimmy Stewart in 4 films: Rope, Rear Window, The Man Who Knew Too Much, and Vertigo. Although it's now considered one of the best films ever made, Vertigo was a financial failure when it was released, and this signalled the end of their working relationship.
Hitchcock died here on the 16th of March 1980 at the age of 80. He was cremated and his ashes scattered at sea.
Jimmy Stewart is buried in Forrest Lawn Cemetery in Glendale, but before going there I went to Westwood Memorial Cemetery in Los Angeles.
There's a grave here kind of related to Jimmy Stewart. Grave of Donna Reed. She starred as the wife character in the film It's a Wonderful Life. She had a long career with appearances in 40 films. In the 1984-1985 season of Dallas, she played the part of Ellie Ewing, but was fired when Belle Gaddes decided to return to the show. She died of cancer in January 1986, 3 months after being diagnosed with the illness, and she was 64 years old. Forrest Lawn Cemetery, Glendale. This is where you'll find the grave of Jimmy Stewart. Jimmy Stewart is buried just up here. I'll make my way there shortly. I'll just show you this little church first. This is the wee Kirk of the Heather church. You can actually get married here. And Ronald Reagan married his first wife here, Jane Wyman, the actress. It was his first marriage, it was her third. I wonder how old is this? I will find out and I will put it below. Nobody here. Oh, a lizard on the wall there. Can you see him? Oh, there he goes. Oh, there's a stone chair here. And there's a photo of Ronald Reagan and his first wife sitting on this chair. Just show you. The wishing chair. If you want to read that, you can press pause now. Okay, let's go and see Jimmy Stewart's grave. Don't know if you can see with the sun there. There's a sculpture of a man with a bow and arrow. The bow and arrow is roughly pointing towards Jimmy Stewart's grave. Look at that amazing view behind me. Looks like they've just cut the grass. So I might have to brush some grass away. Anyway. Took me a little while, but I found the grave. Here we are. James Maitland Stewart, May 20th, 1908 to July 2nd, 1997. And of course he's buried next to his wife, Gloria Stewart. She died in February 1994. He probably wanted to be buried next to his wife, otherwise he would probably have been buried in a military cemetery.
I made it known something for me. Then he kept walking on down the road, and I watched him disappear like smoke. And I thought I'd just seen a ghost. Then I looked down